The Emperor Who Loved New Clothes. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived an emperor who was obsessed with new and magnificent clothes. He didn't care about his soldiers or his people. He had no interest in anything else. All he wanted was to show off his new outfits. He had different clothes for every hour of the day. People should have said, "The emperor is in the court," but in that land, they used to say, "The emperor is changing clothes." One day, two clever tricksters came to the city. They claimed they could weave the most beautiful and magical cloth, with one special feature: only wise and worthy people could see it. Anyone who was foolish or unfit for their job wouldn't be able to see the cloth at all. The emperor thought, "Wow! I must have such clothes. I'll be able to tell who is wise and who is foolish." He gave the tricksters lots of money and silk and asked them to start work quickly. The two tricksters sat at an empty loom and pretended to weave. But in reality, there was nothing there. They kept the expensive threads and gold for themselves and moved their hands over the empty loom. The emperor wanted to know how the work was going, but he was afraid he might be seen as foolish. So he sent his old minister. The minister saw nothing. But he was scared people would think he was foolish, so he said, "Such beautiful cloth. The colors and design are amazing." The tricksters were pleased and asked for more money. Then the emperor sent another officer, same result. Afraid of being called foolish, he also praised the invisible cloth. Now the emperor himself went to see. He saw nothing. But he too was afraid people would think he was unfit or foolish. So he said, "It's very beautiful." Then it was decided that the emperor would wear those clothes in a grand parade through the city. The tricksters snipped the air with scissors, stitched with needles without thread, and said, "The clothes are ready." They took off all the emperor's clothes and waved their hands in the air, pretending to dress him in the new clothes. In truth, he wasn't wearing anything at all. The emperor was very embarrassed, but stayed quiet so people wouldn't think he was foolish. Everyone said, "Wow! What beautiful clothes!" The emperor marched in the parade, without any clothes. People, afraid of the emperor and of being called foolish, said nothing. But one little child shouted, "Hey! The emperor isn't wearing anything. He's walking around naked." Slowly, people began whispering, "The child is right." The emperor felt ashamed, but thought, "I must keep walking, or people will think I'm foolish." So he proudly continued, without clothes. The emperor didn't have the courage to accept the truth or punish the tricksters. Except for one small child, no one dared to speak the truth, afraid they'd be called foolish. Moral of the story: lies and show-off can never hide the truth. Sometimes, even a small child speaks the truth that grown-ups are too afraid to say. We must all have the courage to face the truth. If you liked this story, don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Tap the bell icon so you never miss a new story.